Deal Tech 101, aka Black Mantle, as we discuss information technology, also known as IT. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about access points and these unified satellite dishes. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, people, because I'm super excited. So, one of the first things that I want to talk about, I want to talk about this unified satellite dish that I have. So, I basically had the opportunity to hook one of these up before. And what I enjoy about this is that if you have buildings, say you have commercial buildings that are apart, you have no way of trenching the wiring and the cabling to get from one building A to building B, there's the option where you can use, like the switch that I showed you earlier, run your data cable up to maybe like the roof. Then you run it to one of these devices here. It has the physical cable plugged into the back. Now there is a PoE injector that do come with these unified dishes. Now they have redesigned these completely. This is a older one that I pretty much got for free because I wanted to just show you all the cool and awesome things here. But as you can see, this one was mounted onto a pole by the brackets that you see here. And then the cabling as well definitely has been cut just for reference purposes. Keep in mind, people, what you see on the channel is no way in shape, form, or fashion. I'm not being endorsed by Unifi or Dell or Apple with any of these devices. This is just to show you all how this stuff works. Like, I enjoy technology so much. So while this sits on a pole, you basically will point the dish directly to the other dish that's just like it. You point it to it, and then it's going to send that signal. I think this one was sending about a little over 600 megabytes. And for those of you out there who are not as tech savvy, that's definitely less under a gig. So about 350 to 400 megabytes short of a gig. And then the other end runs the cable out the back, and it goes down to the switch on the other side. So when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, you have the switch, data cable goes and plugs into the PoE injector. The PoE injector comes out and goes to this dish, sends a wireless signal to the other dish. The other dish gets the signal, sends it through the cable, down to the PoE injector, down to the other switch, and then to the other devices. And then you maybe have other access points in the building that's going to supply internet to other devices that are connecting. But these, I believe, have almost a 10-mile radius, I think if I'm not mistaken, might be right. I think I read that, but I'll definitely have to verify that. Don't hold me to it. But as long as it's a straight line, nothing's interfering, they work great. Now, most of you are probably familiar with like Starlink. I've got a chance to set up Starlink. Super amazing, super easy. You basically can take your phone and set up Starlink. It works great. Okay? Costs a little bit high, but that's fine. So these are the unified dishes here. So those are like super, super cool. So we're going to set that aside. The next thing is the Unifi access points, okay? Now the Unifi access points pretty much work with the Unifi devices. So you can set up a Unifi cloud controller into like DigitalOcean or AWS or Azure. You can configure it, and that controller can point from within the cloud to the physical building that you actually have your equipment in and go to your access points. You can control those people remotely, and you don't even have to be in the office. These things are super amazing. I've installed these for a client before. Love them. They work great. The blue ring on there indicates that it's online. Devices are connecting to it. As long as it's a steady blue, it is going to work. When it starts to blinking, you may want to definitely check the configurations, make sure everything is fine. When it's a solid white, that just means that it has not been adopted yet. And that means that from your switch or the controller, you have to adopt the device and adopt the access point into the environment that you're going to be working in, because until you adopt it, it's going to stay white. When it turns blue, that's how you know that it's going to be true. And these right here are the retrofit devices that you can plug up into it. Now this one is going to be, this box is new, so I haven't even used this one yet. I haven't even used the retrofits yet, but the retrofits fit on the outer rim, so the access point is going to be about right here. But if you look real closely, there is a little rim around, and the little rim is the retrofit to make it cuff around the access point so it securely fits onto the ceiling tile. Now, I do recommend that when you're installing these, if you're installing these for a client, I do recommend those pop-out tiles in the ceiling. You will align that in the middle, and you want to make sure that you peel off the little piece that is behind the access point where you can put the cable into the small slot, so that way you're able to screw the access point onto the ceiling, because that's going to be very helpful when you're doing these right here. So these two devices right here can work hand in hand. So say if you have, you know, your main office and then you're shooting a signal a mile, 2 miles down the road, however you want to do it, and it goes through here, and then that cable goes to that small switch. Hopefully you got a Unifi switch, and then your Unifi switch could actually power these as long as it's a PoE or power over Ethernet, okay? And when you do that, these devices will sync up together, and you can create a couple of different SSIDs, service set identifiers, so that way people can connect to your Wi-Fi network. So definitely let me know what you think about it, people, and definitely if you like the information that was provided today on the channel. Once again, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. Like, listen, and subscribe. Div Taker 101, aka Black Mantle. Look forward to bringing more content to you soon.